Mr. Speaker, we have a problem. Canada's Speaker of the House and Commons, Greg Fergus, is in trouble again. So you'll remember this guy. He's the one that became the Speaker after the former Speaker had to resign because he invited someone who served with the Nazis to the House of Commons when the president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, was there. Very awkward moments. But enter Greg Fergus, the new Speaker of the House of Commons. Well, he's sort of partisan and has really shown his partisan stripes. Hello, I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Brian Lilly and Lorrie Goldstein. So I'm not being too easy on him, Brian, and I'm saying he's acting in such a partisan way. This is now the third time that there has been some charges against and political accusations against the supposedly neutral Speaker of the House, Greg Fergus.
Yeah, and this time it was a notice for a fundraiser that was posted on the Liberal Party website. I believe it may have been posted on his constituency website. Come on out for an evening with Greg Fergus, and then basically accused Pierre Poilievre of trying to overturn the world, to conquer the world, and rule it like an evil dictator. Not the type of language that you should be using against the leader of the opposition when you are the speaker. But Fergus has, been caught with appearing in a partisan video. Not on the list is when he was first elected speaker, he decided that, in question period, the leader of the opposition stands up, asks a question, his caucus will get up and clap and applaud, and then the prime minister will stand up, answer the question, his caucus will stand up and applaud. Well, Fergus started shutting down the microphones and shutting down the Conservatives from applauding, but he wouldn't do the same to the Liberals. This guy, he has really messed up in his first year. The Conservatives are calling for him to resign or be fired. I don't think that's going to happen. But if I was Greg Fergus, what I would do over the summer is go out to the farm, that beautiful taxpayer-funded lodging that he has in the Gatineau Hills, and really think about what you're doing, being the being at the beck and call of the PMO, which appears to be what's going on, and think, be more like past speakers. Liberal MP from Kingston, Peter Milliken, or Conservative MP, Andrew Scheer, both of them had impeccable records as speaker in terms of being nonpartisan and walking the line. And you can hear that from MPs across the board if you talk to them and they're open and honest. They can't say that about Fergus right now. So take some time at the farm, come back in September, and start doing your job properly, meaning in a nonpartisan way.
Lorrie, it's not just the Conservatives that have actually called for this, for Fergus's resignation. The Bloc has added their voice to say that he should resign too. And of course, the other incident that recently happened was when he kicked Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre out of the House for referring to the Liberal Party's policy on drugs as wacko policies. He didn't withdraw that, kicked Poilievre out of the House, didn't apply the same rules and standards, of course, to Trudeau. So again, it's being perceived as unfair. But at the end of the day, Fergus is elected as a Liberal. So there is a fine line. But there is something about when you put on that weird pointy hat and those fancy robes, the partisanship is supposed to be left on the floor and not in the chair.
I totally agree. My experience is in Ontario politics, and years ago, the Harris government, the House of Commons or the legislature picks the person, right? But they picked a guy who was like a rabid Tory, and we're like, oh, good Lord, this is going to be horrible. And he transformed. It was Chris Stockwell. He became one of the smartest, most fair, most honest speakers the Ontario legislature, in my view, had ever had. That hasn't happened with Mr. Fergus. This, to me, and you identified like that. The first one was the video for the Liberal MPP. The second one was a clear double standard in how he treated Poilievre and Trudeau in that question period. And this one, to me, is the least offensive because it sounds like, first of all, Fergus's office would have to have been out of their minds to agree to this. So only on that basis, it's not on the issue that they have morality and integrity. It's that, no, even you wouldn't be stupid enough to do what you did there. The party apologizes, blah, blah, blah. If this had been the only one, I would have been one of the people going, yeah, okay, give him another chance, right? But you know and I, though, that in politics and in baseball and in life, 3 strikes, you're out. Mm-hmm. This was his 3rd strike. Now, it's the Commons that decides who the speaker is. It doesn't matter what you or I think or the public thinks. But to me, the real issue here is that we now have a pretty poisonous partisan House of Commons. We know when the election's going to be. We're already in election mode. And at that point, to me, if the Commons is going to get things done, you need a strong speaker respected by all the parties. And they don't have that. Not just the Conservatives, but the Bloc say this guy should go. That's a lot of MPs. And it's also going to be they're going to listen to everything he says now. And they're going to be thinking, is that partisan? Is he favoring? If I was the government, I would honestly go, well, okay, you guys, you don't want to get rid of him because then, he just raises it all. Have the acting speakers on question period. Because this guy, he's not capable of the job. I'm not saying he's not a smart man. I'm not saying he's dishonest or anything else. He's not capable of being a speaker. He doesn't understand what that robe means. And while everybody looks, really weird with the things and in courts, the judges wear the robes and all, they are important symbols. They are important symbols. And he has dishonored that symbol, unlike other speakers who honored it. And so he should leave. He won't. The Liberals should tell him to leave. They won't. Not good for democracy.
Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to thetorontosun.com. You're going to find coverage and commentary there you will not find anywhere else.